Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned to this presentation. So here we're going to be now talking about web scraping. What is web scraping? And so before in the previous video we looked at what is web APIs, and the previous video from that we looked at static data. And so we noticed that from static data we need to be able to work with dynamic data, which brought us to web APIs in terms of being able to have if counties look at as more people grow or more people come to a state, you can then, look at the information in terms of the population through time. And now we're in the realm of being able to scrape data from HTML web page. And so at the end of the day, I believe all websites are programmed in HTML in terms of their actual dynamics. In terms of the actual website. But the thing is, as currently, for us to have a version of tidy data, we are focusing primarily on the tables, okay, of the actual the website. And so, what do they look like? What does an actual web page even look like? And more specifically, in terms of the table. Okay, this is what a traditional looks like. So this is the table. Okay, T head represents where the columns would be. So you have year, bushels, year, bushels, and then after the head, it has the body, T body, which is for the table, and then it has each of the rows. So it has 2022, 13.73, 2022, 13.73. I'm pretty sure you get it for the 2023, 2024. Same logic, okay? Same logic. So that is the dynamic of a HTML page for tables. The thing is, the package, at least in this particular session 1, we're going to use a package that legitimately does a lot of the heavy lifting regarding working with these tables. But as we'll see in session 3, we're going to do some of the heavy lifting so that not if, but when an HTML page changes, you know what to do to an extent. You know what to do and what's really going on in terms of being able to scrape HTML tables. Just as there are different types of web APIs, or different types of APIs, and we specifically are looking at web APIs, there are different ways that you can store data on a website. But primarily, we're going to focus our sessions, this one and the third one, on tables. Okay, on tables. Okay, so with that being said, the actual package that we're going to use is called HTML tabs. HTML tabs. And so knowing that, I'll go into a little bit more detail about that package in a little bit. But the question that we're after is, of the top 10 wealthiest countries, when was each one founded in county seat? That is a lot of words for saying when was it established. When was it established? Okay. So going back to the package. So this package does, a lot of the heavy lifting for us. But in order for us to actually gain access to it, we have to install DevTools. So take a couple steps back. HTML tab, it's tab, not tabs. HTML tab, it used to be a part of Crayon where you could just install it using install.packages. However, it was taken off a couple years back. Myself and this person here also just forked. They created it, this person here, and I forked it. It's a good way to still have code if something goes wrong. But they essentially rebuilt it, the HTML tab, and we're going to use their package to get this data. Okay, so you don't have to. This is the way. So this is the way you would want to install it. So you would want to install DevTools, and then so installing and using this package. Okay, so install DevTools first, and then install the HTML tab using install_GitHub. Okay. So you don't have to install it. It's already, or at least, on your computer you have to. My apologies. HTML tab, I already installed it, so I'm good there. And so we're going to load it. This will be the third time, so I decided not to load it again. But one thing that I do want to just emphasize that I'm eventually have to use is dplyr, because I'm going to do some joining. Because we want to answer this question of those 10 wealthiest counties. Let's then, when were they established? Okay, so then we can do that. In the URL, let's actually go to it. Let me see if I can just pull this up real fast. Go here, then go here, go here, and I'll put this in this so you can see it. I'm going to go to google.com. Okay, it's not doing what I wanted to do. Oh, I didn't spell it right, that's why. Iowa County. If I can spell wiki, it's going to get to it. Okay, good. Counties. Okay, there we go. And so here's the page. So, and we want access to this information. Okay, we want access to this information. So this is the URL, and all we got to do is just copy it. Boom. Oh, no, wrong button. Still getting used to using Macs. Okay, so then all I have to do is plug this URL here. Okay. And I intentionally didn't do something, but okay, I'm gonna plug it. You can see it shows up here. We didn't do anything. We just put it as a string. Okay. So this is the issue. So when it comes to actually scraping the information, which table should we be used? So we're going to utilize this function called HTML tab, and then use this URL to plug it in here in terms of document. Which table should we use? That's the huge issue. And sometimes you have to guess, unless you're used to like going into the HTML page and understanding this HTML content. This is a lot. Okay, I'm not used to it. So let's first try one. First try one. I'm gonna uncomment this and see if this works. Okay. When I do, this is Iowa Wiki data frame. It's this one. Obviously, this is not the information that we want. So sometimes we have to guess around. Okay, and that's fine. We don't lose much by doing that. We can try now number 2. And now that we do number 2, you can see it's interesting. There's 99, just like the one before in terms of income. So that's the income, and then this is the information from Wikipedia. Look at that. But again, if we would actually do a glimpse, and I didn't put this in the notes, maybe I did. Let's see. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's all I'm thinking. All right, we do a glimpse, which we'll do in a second. You'll see something interesting. This warning sign, it says the map seems to remove data. It's because this table has flags, I think, or maps in it. So that's why I removed that actual column. That's why that warning comes up. You can ignore it with this, but that's not the point of today's lesson. So let's look at a glimpse of this. So Iowa. Wiki data frame. And as you can see, it treats everything as a character. It's no good. Not good at all. Not good at all. We're not going to spend time cleaning it. We're just going to get the top 10 counties and just look at it. But if we wanted to do further investigation, data cleaning, we can do so. You can see the power behind this. Okay. So here we go. So, wait, we already did that. Glimpse. Got to erase that. Okay, good. But now we can actually make sense of this information by joining the data to the income. All right, so I'll do it with you. But we're going to set the name to be county, because if you look at the county, we're going to set this to be name so it can match the name here, right? So we're going to say this is going to be county. Okay, seat is going to be county seat, just so it makes more sense to us. County seat. And then instead of saying established, instead of saying EST, we're just going to say established. I believe it's just It's just, yeah, but it's with a capital E. Okay. All right. So we want to now. This is not here, but I'm going to do it here anyway. We want to look at the top 10 incomes, so we can match it. Okay, so I'm going to create a data frame. My apologies for not having this. Top 10 income, DF. Okay. And this is going to be Iowa income that we had earlier. And then we're going to pipe this into slice max. It's like we're going to look at the top 10 order by estimate. Okay. And then we're going to look at the top 10. We have to do one more thing, but an error. Slice max. Okay, there we go. So top 10 income. So here we go. So this looks pretty good. But the issue here is if you look at name from the API and then name from the Wikipedia. I didn't run it, that's why. Oh, the details. I love errors. Okay, I fixed it. It was county seat with lowercase s. My apologies for that. So if you go to details, you should be able to see that. Okay, it works. But you can see in names Iowa details from Wikipedia, you notice that it doesn't have comma Iowa, whereas if you go to top income, it does. So what we're going to do is utilize this function within the string R, okay, and we're going to do mutate, and we're going to do name, if I can type, is equal to string remove name, comma, all capitals because it's all caps, comma, parentheses, not parentheses, quotations, space, Iowa. Okay. Then we run this. Okay. No errors, of course, thank God. Still there. Let's close and open it. That's spelled Iowa wrong. Name. Oh. And I'm pretty sure it was there already. That's why. Okay, then oh, it shouldn't be there. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. It's not there. So now we can do is a left join. Okay, on. We're going to use the top 10 as our left, so we can keep the left. Top 10. Let me comment this. Top 10 income, and then Iowa details. Then our final DF only has 10 rows. Okay. Now we have information from the API as well as information from the web extract. And I wanted to create a plot visualization in terms of the time versus the estimate, but we don't have enough time. Okay. Well, you can see how that could be done. I would have to load and lubricate and so on and so forth and work with time data. But it's nice for us to see that, being able to get data, I know county size may not necessarily be too dynamic, but you can see circumstances where instances might be updated every so often on Wikipedia, for example, where we can use HTML tab to then get that particular data to now have students work with dynamic data within the classroom. Therefore, now having experience to then work with it within the workforce or wherever they might be answering statistical or data science questions. So that is it for the introduction. The next couple of videos is going to deal with session 2, then session 3, and hopefully session 4, where session 2 we're going to focus on web APIs a little bit deeper. Session 3 is going to be web scraping with HTMLs a little bit deeper, and then session 4 is just seeing questions at a deeper, at least work examples using these techniques. Thank you so much and have a good day. 1 second. Let me